Hey friend, Roger Christofferson here again with another first listen review. This one might seem a little bit odd for anybody who's listened to any of my other reviews that I've done in the past, because it's not quite in the same vein of music that I've normally done, but I listen to like all kinds of music. I listen to some strange stuff that I wouldn't even dream of putting on here, but this one's definitely a little bit more mainstream pop, I guess, than I would normally do a review on. But I actually, no apologies, I've liked Matchbox 20 since their debut album that they did in 1996. This new one is called Where the Light Goes, Matchbox 20, in case I didn't already say that, which I don't think I did. It's the band we're going over today. Just got done listening to this one a couple times and ready to just kick into this one. I know it's kind of strange that I'm doing this one. I know I already said that, but let me explain a little bit. Back in '96, when I first heard their first debut album there, the song that I heard was Push. I think that was the debut single off that one. I was like, what the heck is this? It sounds a little interesting, and so got the album, and there's actually a lot of songs on there that I really liked. And in fact, one of the bands that I was in like way back in the mid to late 90s there, we actually did the song Real World. And let me tell you, that's kind of when I got to know the bass player, Brian Yale. He I didn't know him, but his style playing, I should say. He has a style that I've actually always liked. It's kind of not over the top, but it's not just playing root notes. He's got some cool bass parts where he actually makes the song more interesting. Where I think there's a lot of bassists in this style of music that don't do that, or you'll hear a lot of different bass players on this style of music, or that they'll have several different bassists on the same album. For solo singers, like Rob Thomas, when he went solo, he had different bassists on his album, so the overall feel of the album didn't have that same continuous feel, which I think he does for this band. He keeps, like, no matter what they're doing over the top of it, him and the drummer there, whose name is slipping my mind right now. Let's see if I can find the credits here. Well, it's Kyle Cook. Not Kyle Cook. I mean Paul Duchette, which is interesting because these guys have all been in the band since right from the start, '95. They lost one member over the years there, Adam Gaynor, when they broke up or went on hiatus or whatever they did back in the mid-2000s. He just did not come back in 2007, but they carried on without him. And Paul has still done all the drums on the albums, but they've hired a couple live people, and he plays keyboards and rhythm guitar live now instead of drums, which it's kind of cool that it's the same four guys. It used to be five, but the same four guys. So that's kind of cool. I kind of got out of touch with him. I liked that first album. I thought it was cool. It was kind of a pop rock type feel. The Who was one of my favorite bands. When they first started, they were pop rock. The type of music I tend to write the most of myself is what I consider to be pop rock. I think that's what these guys are, power pop, whatever you want to call it. I guess that's what the Who considered themselves. And even when Pete Townsend went solo, he did some weird, cool pop type stuff. I just love Pete Townsend, and not that these guys sound anything like the Who or Pete Townsend, but the thing I liked about Rob Thomas was his lyric writing. I always thought he had some really cool lyrics. He just kind of wrote whatever he wanted. Pete Townsend always did the same thing. He just kind of wrote whatever he wanted, and that was kind of like, I got a lot of inspiration from like that. I just got to the feeling you could just write whatever you want, and if people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. So that's kind of one of the things I actually liked about these guys right from the start. However, I got Mad Season, and that just didn't rock quite as much as the first one did. And then when I got More Than You Think You Are, that one just kind of like, I fell flat. I feel like there's only a couple songs in that album I liked. And in fact, the last one that came out, their album North, there's the one song I heard on the radio, I think it was called She's So Mean. I never even got the album, so maybe I'll have to go back and get it, after this one, because I am a kind of a completist and I have to have everything. Like I said, this is only their fifth album, so it's not like they've put out a ton of stuff, but this is their fifth, so I was kind of intrigued. Saw it came out a couple days ago, and I don't know, had to pick it up, just give it. I hadn't heard them for a while. I thought I just lost touch with them, but they just haven't put anything out for quite a while. So it's not that it's been 11 years now since they put anything out. So yeah, I didn't lose touch with them. They just haven't done anything. So figured I'd grab it, gave it a listen, and what I can say about it is, it definitely does not rock like the first one. There's nothing on here that rocks at all. There's like no rock songs. There's a couple songs that are more upbeat than the rest. However, the majority of it is kind of, either mid-tempo or just slow. First song, Friends, it's kind of mid-tempo. It's got some weird background vocal stuff going on where it sounds like a bunch of kids singing in the background, so that was kind of strange. I hadn't heard anything like that from them. It almost reminded me more of a Rob Thomas solo song, even though he did not have anything to do with the writing of this. The drummer, keyboardist, guitarist Paul Doucette, actually, or Doucette, there's no H in that, is there? Is actually the one who wrote that one. A little odd song, but it was okay. Second song, Wild Dogs, a little bit more up-tempo. It definitely doesn't rock at all. Decent song. Third song, they got some cool little keyboard things going on in the background that I liked, but the song overall just wasn't extremely catchy or anything. It wasn't not bad at all. It was just kind of like it's there. And then it kind of goes downhill a little bit for me. The next couple songs are kind of just really slow and just didn't do anything for me at all. Now my favorite two on the album are track 6 and 7, Queen of New York City and Where the Lights Go. Queen of New York City was cool. It's a little different for them, upbeat. And Where the Lights Go, I thought was really good. I really like that song. I hope they do that. It was as a single. It's completely written by Thomas, so no surprise there that he kind of wrote, I think, almost everything on the first album with a couple co-writes here and there. So that was kind of back to the stuff that I actually liked from them to begin with. Doesn't rock. It's upbeat, but it doesn't really rock, but it's a cool tune. And then from this point on, it kind of just, I don't know, nothing really came back to grab me from this point on. There's a song called I Know Better, which is track 10, which was written and sung by Kyle Cook, the guitarist, and that one's so out of place in this album. It's almost like an old style song from, I don't know, like the 20s, 30s, I don't know. Just give me that type of feel anyway. And, there's a little duet there with Amanda Shires, who I'm not familiar with at all, at the end there. And then the last song, Selling Faith, was kind of cool. It's another Thomas song. That one was a decent, but like I said, nothing on this album really rocks at all. So if you're looking for them, like the earlier stuff, like I was hoping for, you're not going to get it. But the album itself was, overall, I would probably say I enjoyed half of it. So, being generous, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Only because the songs that I didn't care for weren't like horrible or anything. It was just the fact that I think there was just too many of them. I would have preferred some more upbeat stuff. It's kind of the reason I didn't really get into Rob Thomas when he went solo. He did a lot of, stuff where it just was like just either really mid-tempo or just slow. Even though he's got an interesting voice, he's got an interesting style to his singing, and see, some people love it, some people hate it. Obviously there's a lot of people that like it. They're an extremely popular band. He was quite popular, and he did very well out on his own, so there's a lot of people that like that style of singing. There's not like a huge range in what he does, but he's got a style, and sometimes I think if you sing with feeling and style, I think that's pretty cool. Actually, when they first came out, I got his first band, Tabitha Secret, because the song 3AM was originally done by that band, and I learned how to play that song when that first came out because I thought it was a cool little riff and it was fun to play. It's just one of those songs that just was fun to pick up a guitar and play. So I grabbed that Tabitha Secret album, and it's a different arrangement of it, but it's still a cool song. So if you'd like a more upbeat sounding stuff with Rob Thomas singing, that album's pretty good if you can find it anywhere. It was early 90s. But anyway, so that's what I got for this one. Feel free to give your thoughts on it if you have anything you want to say about these guys or whatever. I'm open to comments, as long as they're decent. You get some people out there who, just feel the need to say something stupid in here, and of course I have control of the delete button, so that'll happen. I just don't want any kind of like negative, mean stuff on here, so please don't do that. But feel free to say anything you want, whether you agree with me or not. It doesn't really matter, because it's what opens up conversations, and it's kind of fun to have different opinions at times. So it's not like I will get for everybody to agree, because I'm sure they won't. But it's just fun to have a cool little dialogue about different kinds of music, and that's kind of why I decided to post this one. So anyway, make sure to like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff, and talk to you on the next one. See ya.